Hey everyone, Carson here, the DM of Sore Feet Adventurers. Thank you, audience, for all your support. This is a lore episode where we will go in depth about two of our characters, and here they are.
Hello, my name is Lauren, and this is the story of Offie. Offie was always the odd one out because she was the only fire ganassi in her village. Her father left before she was born. She was raised by her mother and the rest of the villagers. They taught her how to hunt, fish, and fight. Her mother cared for Offie even when she would mess up and get mad. She would calm her down and sing her a song. Offie idolized her mother and wanted to be like her. Her mother was a strong cleric, so she wanted to train like her. When she turned 18, Offie's mother sent her on a pilgrimage to become a great cleric and learn more about the world. She also tells her to meet with an old friend on the mainland to get some advice on being a cleric. So Offie took a fishing boat and off she went, letting the winds take her to a location she's never been. Along the way, she traveled to other islands, meeting different people from different villages, learning little by little about being a cleric. One day, a huge storm came and destroyed her boat, leaving her stranded on a deserted island. She wandered the island for months, surviving on her hunting and fishing skills she learned from her village. She suddenly found a hidden cave. Hidden inside was a hermit who had been on the island for years. He was a follower of Astitia and had been waiting for her. His name was Matagi, and he was a water ganassi. He was a cleric as well. Matagi tells her that the storm that caused her shipwreck was because of Astitia. He knew she wanted to become a strong cleric, and what better way to become strong than train under a strong cleric of Astitia. Offie was furious at first at Matagi and Astitia for stranding her on the island, but he tells her that her rage was like the storms Astitia controls. He could teach her how to control her anger and the weather to become powerful. She reluctantly accepts, and for the next 5 years, she trained under Matagi to become a Tempest cleric. Eventually, Matagi passed away from old age, but before he dies, he tells Offie to continue her travels and know that Astitia is with her. So Offie uses the skills her mentor taught her, and she walked onto the water to reach a sailor boat that happened to be heading to the mainland. Now she travels to the mainland to find her mother's friend and to continue the legacy of her mentor.
Hi, I'm Cookie, and I play Ibalsa. This is her story. Ibalsa was born to Nadasach Lolan, an elven noble and renowned minstrel in the fishing village of Honeyshore. She never met her father. Her mother told her that he never returned after a journey one day. Her father, according to Nadasach, was a human by the name of Oron Lolan. He was a fervent worshipper of Bahamut, and as a reward for such unwavering faith, Bahamut blessed Ibalsa in her mother's womb. She was born with a mixture of elven and draconic features. Ibalsa grew up in Honeyshore, where she spent her time playing along the shoreline with the other children, learning from her mother, and helping Teenish, the gold dragonborn, with her farm. Honeyshore has always been a quiet, calm village, so anything out of the ordinary would easily capture Ibalsa's attention. She was fascinated by the druids who passed through Honeyshore on rare occasions. Sometimes they had children her age with them, and she'd take the opportunity to play together. As Ibalsa grew into adolescence, her mother spent time teaching her of her elven heritage as well as the skills required to be a performer. It was during this time that Ibalsa's rather odd appearance began to bother her. As with many preteens, she was beginning to mature and was rather distraught about it. Her draconic features only became more pronounced. Ibalsa watched with dismay as she developed thick scutes along her forearms and saw her horns reach nearly 5 inches long. She was slightly less dismayed when her wings became strong enough to carry her through the air. Quietly, she questioned her mother's assurance that her father was human. As Ibalsa grew older, she would help the elderly Teenish with the tougher chores. Teenish would often oversee Ibalsa while she was working and regale her with tales and myths of Bahamut and Dragonborn society. Teenish also taught Ibalsa some cantrips and subsequently discovered that Ibalsa had a talent for magic. When Ibalsa's mother learned of this, she insisted that Ibalsa should study in the city of Magic Gate. Teenish argued that Ibalsa would learn better from the other Dragonborn in the southeast. Ibalsa didn't want to do either of those things. Among other things that happened in Honeyshore was a festival where her mother performed as a minstrel. Seeing her mother entrance the crowd was the last little push Ibalsa needed to choose a career in the performing arts. With her mother's steadfast support and blessing, Ibalsa departed Honeyshore for Freehaven to study at the College of Arts. In her first year of college, Ibalsa kept to herself the whole time. She was quite homesick and missed her mother and Teenish greatly. Ibalsa spent a lot of time in the combat instructor's classroom. The instructor was Lathis Darwick, a human. Darwick saw that Ibalsa was anxious and helped her to learn to center herself. In her second year, Ibalsa's quiet classroom escape was intruded upon by a loud and friendly tabaxi. He came with the intention to drag someone into helping him with a prank, and Ibalsa seemed like a bit of a pushover. In her fourth year at the college, when she was 15, Ibalsa met a girl named Armiria. There was a large festival on the Island of the Lady, where the college was located. The students were allowed to attend and, if they so pleased, even perform in it. Ibalsa chose to perform for the festival goers. It was during her dance that she caught the eye of Armiria. Armiria was captivated by the way Ibalsa danced and approached her afterward. Ibalsa and Armiria spent the rest of the day exploring the festival together and became fast friends during. From that point on, Armiria would visit Ibalsa as often as she was able. When they couldn't meet, they would exchange letters. When Ibalsa graduated, she, Kizan, and Soro were recruited by a woman named Lucille, who was the leader of Phoenix in the Desert, a performance troupe. After a year with Phoenix in the Desert, Ibalsa and the rest of the troupe received a commission to dance at a festival, from the last person they would have expected.
Thank you, and join us for the next episode of Sore Feet Adventurers.